Hello and welcome to Backspacer57's Minecraft channel, and welcome to my tutorial series. So this is going to be a tutorial series. I'm going to try and run it in parallel with a creative Let's Play series. So that Let's Play series is going to be mostly done in survival with a few little cheatsy things done in creative to kind of keep it going and keep it interesting. But what I want to do is go over, before I do each of those Let's Plays, is do a little bit of an in-depth tutorial and teach what I'm going to be working with and doing. And I'm using the FTB 1.12.2 Minecraft FTB Revelations mod pack. It's a great mod pack. It's kind of FTB's take on trying to make a playable, explorative mod pack that can really be used. However, I was going to do everything in a Let's Play, and I just didn't really see that working out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to dive into an in-depth tutorial, try and get through it in a few minutes, and keep everyone up to date and give them a reference that they can come back to of just the pertinent information that they need to see. So to get started in Tinker's Construct, what you really need is you need the crafting tables pretty much first. It's the first thing that you're going to get, and to really get a crafting station and everything like that, what you need to do is you need to craft, oh wait a minute, we're going to go ahead and update that to false, because we're going to use that to get our stuffs. Where did that go? Alright, to get the crafting station, you need a crafting table. And to get the crafting table, you need any type of planks and a group of 4. And that gives you a crafting station. You also need a stencil table, which is of oak planks with a blank pattern. And to get a blank pattern, you take 2 of any type of sticks, and you craft them together with a diagonal of planks, any type of planks, and that gives you 4 blank patterns. You place that on top of oak wood planks, and that gives you a stencil table. In addition to that stencil table, you're going to need a part builder, and that part builder is take any type of wood and put the blank pattern on it, and you'll get a part builder. The part builder will take whatever type of wood texture that it is and use that as its legs. I recommend building a pattern chest. A pattern chest kind of holds all your patterns. It makes life considerably easy, and we'll see why in just a second. You take a blank pattern and put that on top of a chest. Chest is just 8 planks in a square with nothing in the middle, and that'll give you a chest. There's various different types of chests in this version of Minecraft. There's jungle chests and whatnot. Don't worry about it. It's not really too specific. Just get a chest of any type. You'll also need a tool station. Now, a tool station is just a crafting table or a crafting station with a blank pattern on top, and that'll give you a tool station. Very useful. I recommend getting a part builder or a part chest at some point in whatever your world is. A part chest isn't pertinent very soon in the game, but it's useful as you start to accumulate later on. You take 2 sticks of either side of any type, put them on either side of a chest. On the bottom of a chest, put planks, and on the top of a chest, put a blank pattern, and that's going to give you a part chest, and that's going to be really useful, and we'll see why in a second. The use in Tinker's Construct is you can take that crafting station, and you can go ahead and you can line up 2 chests next to it to get yourself a double chest. If you select a crafting station, you'll see that now I have access to that chest right inside the crafting station. I recommend go ahead and lining up your tool station right next to that, followed by your part builder, and then your stencil. And then, of course, we can go ahead and we can slam down our pattern chest and our part chest. And this will pretty much take care of any needs that you need really early on in your whatever your series is, and it's going to be very, very convenient. If you wanted to be even fancier and go ahead and make this as consolidated as possible, you could theoretically just put everything like that, and then you got a little neat square. You have access to your crafting station, and you can go through your tabs and you can access each individual part. Now we can go ahead and let's see here. We can go ahead and we can turn cheat mode back on just real quick to get ourselves some blank patterns. And those blank patterns we can go ahead, we can throw in this stencil table. It'll give you this real cool texture of the pattern on top. Not too big of a deal. We can grab a couple of different patterns, and I'll show you why the part chest or the pattern chest is so cool. pattern just starts out with one slot, which doesn't seem really useful, but you can go ahead and you can put any type of pattern into it that you want. You can also put in ingots, but you cannot put in ingots that, or you can also put in casts, but you cannot put in casts and patterns. You have to put in one or the other. So we're just going to use that for that. The part chest is really cool, and I'll go ahead and I'll grab one of a shard of something or other. A wooden shard's good. You'll probably encounter this at some point. And whoops, didn't mean to do that. The wooden shard. There we go. You can go ahead and right click. It'll go right into the part chest. It can store pretty much an unlimited type of parts in it, and it'll store really any parts from what my experience is. So there's no limit on this, so you really only need one part chest, and I don't think it'll fill up for most people. So here we go. We can go ahead and we can craft some stuff to kind of show you what tinkers can do, and I'll just go ahead and grab some wood. We can grab that out of the building blocks section, and I'll grab some of that, and we can go ahead and grab some miscellaneous flint or something. There we go. And for giggles, we can grab some bone. So when you right click your part builder, or part crafter, or part builder, whatever you want to call it, you can throw bone in and it'll give you all this cool data. So if you make the head of a weapon or a tool, bone, it'll give you a durability tool, which is actually of 200, which is really good. Mining level of iron, mining speed of 5.09, attack speed of 2.5, not so good. You can also make it into your handle, which gives you a modifier. Your modifier is kind of modifies how the tool works with, good durability, and it has the extra modifier of 65 extra durability. So that means your bindings and whatnot. And if you make it a bow, it increases your draw speed minorly. Conversely, if you were to go ahead and try and use wood as a head, it only has 35 durability, and it can only mine stone. It's very slow and with almost no attack at that. That being said, it makes a very good handle or binding, as it were, because it doesn't really do anything bad other than just be, a pretty cheap material. However, if you were to make stone your handle, you would actually take away from your overall durability of your tool, and you would also make it very slow in speed. That being said, stone's a great head to a tool. It gives you a good durability, a mining level of iron, and a pretty good speed. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab, I'm going to grab another binding, or I'm going to grab a tool binding. And I just need to, we'll just grab a bone binding. And since I have one of these guys in there, I'll just go ahead and I'll make, we need more stone. So we can go ahead and grab that. Toss that in there. That gives us a stone pickaxe head, and then I'll just need a tool rod. And for giggles, I'll grab a wooden tool rod. And we can go ahead and we can craft ourselves a pickaxe. And if we right shift click in, or left shift click in, it'll go right into the spot as long as we have our appropriate tool selected. And then you can go ahead and you can see the total of it. It kind of calculates it all out for you. It gives you one modifier available, so that means you can drop in, like a redstone modifier or something to make it even faster. It gives you a 5.5 attack, which is not so bad. Mining speed of 4 and a mining level of iron. So that means you can mine all the way up to iron with it. So it's a very effective tool right there. So to kind of power right along in here, you could also use flint as your head. And flint as your head gives you 150 durability, a mining speed of iron 5, and a mining level of iron, which is actually better than stone. It gives you even worse durability if you use it a handle, so don't do that. And it gives you some extra. If you use it as a binding, it gives you a pretty good. Draw speed. So I would definitely recommend using a flint pickaxe head if you had a chance, or even as a binding. Now the caveat here is if you have a stone pickaxe, your head becomes the material of the pickaxe. So whenever you have to repair that pickaxe, you need to use the material that you've used for the stone. So if you take, say, manilium, which is Tinker's most expensive material and best material, you would have to use that to fix your weapons or your tools or what have you. So be careful with what materials you choose. So next we're going to go over a Tinker Smeltery. So a Tinker Smeltery, I recommend hollowing out the ground and letting your smeltery a little bit. To get the smeltery bricks, we'll go ahead here. You need a seared brick, which is made by grout. And you take grout and you need 1 clay, 4 blocks of sand, and 4 blocks of gravel. You can put those really in any configuration. You can put the gravel here, the sand here, and the clay here, which was the old recipe. Or you can just surround the clay by 4 sand on all sides and then the gravel in the corners. So that'll give you 8 grout. You throw that into a furnace, and that furnace will smelt that right into a seared brick. You take that seared brick, you can make a smeltery controller by putting that brick into a chest shape. By putting it into a bucket shape, you'll get a seared faucet, which is very important to put your liquids and whatnot from via a drain into a casting basin, which is basically a big basin shape of bricks. Or a seared tank, which is a chest shape of seared bricks with a block of any type of glass in the middle. You can also make a seared window by lining up glass with bricks. That's just mostly for aesthetic purposes. You can make a seared brick slab, which was useful in another structure by putting 2 bricks next to each other. You can make seared glass also by putting 1 block of glass and 4 bricks around it. Also an aesthetic purposes thing. By putting 5 blocks of glass and bricks in the corner, you'll get a seared gauge, which can help you gauge what's in the smeltery. By making a table shape out of bricks, you'll get your casting table, which is very important for the smelter to get ingots with. And by lining up 3 bricks on either side, you get the smeltery drain, also very important. Casting channels are created by putting a shape of 5 bricks on the very bottom of your table. And that gives you a casting channel. It's good for automation. The Tinker's Tank Controller we'll go over as well. It's that chest shape with a bucket in the middle. And the Tinker's Furnace we'll go over as well, which is a chest shape with a furnace in the middle. So to make a smeltery that actually works, I recommend hollowing out a little bit of ground, and by 1, putting your bricks down and making this type of shape. I recommend trying to go up with 2. It just helps, by 2 at least. It just helps with the automation. And then we're going to go ahead here and we're going to, since I have some extra space and whatnot, we're just going to go ahead and do this real quick. Is this going to work out the way I want it to work out? You know what? Yeah, we'll make it work. And so then you take a seared tank, plop that guy there. You take a smeltery controller, plop that guy there. And you take a drain. And you plop that guy there. And if you did everything right, you'll have your smeltery controller light up with fire a little bit. You can dump a bunch in there, and that'll go in like that. And so next thing that we need is we need some kind of material to smelt. Smeltable materials can really be anything. So I'll just grab something from this Tinker stuff, and it'll make it super simple. Iron. Oh, wait a minute. I need stuff for that. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go and dump that guy in there. Alright, so we don't really need all of that. So we dump it. Oh, wow. That was a bad one on my part. Alright, so if we right click in there, it populates it automatically. So we have all of that gold in there. So we have a 2 tall by 4 long by 3 wide smeltery. And that smeltery is going to give you, what is it, 3 times 4, 12 times 2, 24 different spots to smelt gold into. And it'll give you a larger capacity, so 192 ingot capacity. which is really good. So to get these things out, we want to go ahead and we want to dump that guy there. And we want to put that guy there. And we can go ahead and we can right click, and this will give us a blank cast. Now personally, I don't like blank casts. So what we want is an ingot of any type while that solidifies. Or a seared brick. Seared brick will work as well. And so we can go ahead and we can make an ingot cast with that. And there it'll consume the brick, so we have an ingot cast, and we can go ahead and we can smelt ingots. And that gives you an ingot. Oh, whoopsies. That was my bad. And I believe we lose all of... No, we didn't. Awesome. And we can also throw that into a casting basin. And that's super useful there as well. And if we wanted to get fancy with these casting channels, we could go ahead and you have to right click them on each other. And I believe, yeah, there you go. All right, so it automatically connects like that. And if you, uh-oh, what happened here? There you go. So if you need like a little extra space, you can go ahead and you can throw it into a casting channel. You can put like up to 2 of those in, so you can store multiple liquids in many, many locations. And it just makes life a little bit easier. You could also theoretically extend this out, I believe. But it's not really doing it right now. So that's not overly important. It just kind of helps you with the automation of the smeltery. To use the seared furnace, you need 8 bricks total, plus you need the seared furnace. So to do that, this is, what is this? 9 bricks right here. And we're just going to plop that guy in there. I recommend going for a simple square shape. And then you also need that. So now, that's a lot more than 8 bricks, by the way. But it's a 3x3 structure. So you need, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 3 plus a seared tank and a seared furnace controller. And this is useful in that you can smelt literally anything as long as you have lava. So we can fill that with lava, and we can grab a whole bunch of that stuff, and we can throw it into the seared furnace, and they go and divide into stacks of 15 or 16, and it's going to go ahead and it's going to smelt up into ingots, which is very, very useful. So next thing we're going to take a look at is the seared tank. And I'm going to cut to check and see how much time I have. And I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So I had to kind of look up a couple of things here. So the gold smelted all completely in blocks of 16, and it just kind of appeared right in this furnace, just like that. So it took quite a long time, much longer than any reasonable recording should take. So I went ahead and I pulled it out and I waited for it on its own. And I went ahead and I got started on this Tinker's Smeltery, or Tinker's Tank. So the Tinker's Tank is a very unique structure. It allows you to store a whole bunch of liquids, and those liquids can really be anything that tickles your fancy. To build one of these puppies, you really need to have any combination of glass, drains, and blocks coupled with this Tinker's Tank controller. And the only requirements is that you have a floor and a ceiling and a frame-like faction. And, oh, pardon about that. And you need a glass block there. If you were to have anything else, well, that could also work. But if you were to have anything else in the middle there, say, for instance, that, it wouldn't work. That, it wouldn't work. It has to be a blank block in the middle. And that allows you to store really any liquid. You can store lava, you can store a ton of lava, or you can store, whatever you want. It is a Tinker's Tank, and it is your choice. So to get this to work in storage terms, I recommend using a liquid transfer node. Liquid, if I can spell the word liquid. From Extra Utilities. Extra Utilities is a wonderful plugin that you can use. There's also the liquid translocator, which we can use. Translocator. Wireless transmitter. There. Alright, this is what I wanted. And we need a transfer pipe. Transfer pipe. And then we can get real fancy here. We can put that guy in like that. And then if you do that, it'll slowly transfer right into the Tinker's Tank. And it'll take some time. It's not going to happen instantaneously unless you give it a little bit of a speed boost. But that's going to be able to store up to 108 buckets worth of this stuff. So, a lot. If you hold shift, total 108 buckets of storage. So you can store a ton of lava in these things. Just absolute maniac quantities of lava, water, or whatnot. So if you're pumping out a Never, you can use this as kind of like a storage tank, and then you can connect it up by transfer nodes to your tanks on your furnace and on your smeltery, and it kind of just helps with the automation. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap that up here. I'm going to do another Tinker's Construct episode, and I'm going to loop all these together, and I'm going to just show you some helpful ways to automate the whole process. I'll get it going in terms of building that right now, and so then you'll go ahead and you'll see kind of a little bit of a finished product in terms of the automation capabilities of a system like this. But thanks you for watching, and until next time, this is Backspacer57 signing out, and that's Kaylee in the background, the very talkative black lab dog, and we appreciate you taking a look at our Tinker's video.